Welcome to Pure Code Tech. We are to have amazing series about Laravel. Let's begin. Installing Laravel. But what is Laravel? Have you ever wondered how Laravel powers the web behind the scenes? In this series, well, we shall go from zero to deployment. Laravel isn't just another PHP framework. It's a developer's dream for clean architecture, rapid development, and powerful features like eloquent ORM and modelware. Laravel is a PHP framework. Think of it like a toolkit or a blueprint for building a house. Instead of making every tool and brick from scratch, Laravel gives you a solid foundation and ready-to-use components to build amazing web applications quickly and securely. So it handles the boring, repetitive parts of the web development so you can focus on creating unique features thanks to Laravel because it makes building complex web apps with PHP simpler, faster, and more fun. However, what do we need first before having Laravel on our local machines? So before we can install Laravel, we need to set up our kitchen. Here are the essential ingredients we need on our computer: a local server, composer, a code editor. Local servers, for example, XAMPP, WAMP, and MAMP. XAMPP turns your computer into a local server. It bundles everything we need: the PHP, which is a programming language, Apache, which is the server software, and MySQL, which is the database. Composer is a package manager for PHP. Think of it as an app store for your code. It fetches Laravel and all other code libraries, which we call dependencies, that it needs to run. A code editor. This is where you can write your code. Any text editor works, but a good code editor gives you powerful features like syntax highlighting. In our series, we shall go with VS Code, which is the Visual Studio Code. Local server. We are to use XAMPP. But what is XAMPP? XAMPP is a free, easy to install package that gives you a complete development environment. Why do we need it? Laravel is written in PHP, which is a server-side language. This means it needs a server to run even on your own machine for development. So how can we have XAMPP installed on our machines? You go to Apache Friends website. On the website, we have many options. We have XAMPP for Windows, XAMPP for Linux, XAMPP for OS. However, since we are using Windows, we choose the Windows. However, you can also have other versions if you don't want the latest version. So you just click there and have the different versions: 8.0.30, 8.1.25, 8.2.12. So you can have more other versions. XAMPP for Windows. These are the different versions of XAMPP. You can install any that you want. Download the installer for your operating system. Run the installer and follow the instructions. Composer. Composer is a dependency manager for PHP. Imagine you're baking a cake, which is your Laravel project. Instead of going to the store for flour, then for sugar, then for eggs, just give Composer a shopping list. It automatically finds, downloads, and organizes all the ingredients you need. How can you have Composer on your PC? Visit the website getcomposer.org and click on download so you can have this, which is the easiest way to set it up. You can download this composer setup.exe. After downloading it, run the composer setup and make sure you check the checkbox that says add this composer to your path. The installer will try to find the XAMPP or PHP installation automatically. Now that our tools are ready, we can finally install Laravel itself. After installing your composer and XAMPP, we can check if the composer is ready. So you go to your start menu, type cmd, and then run as an administrator. Write composer v, which means composer version. It provides this, which means that our composer has been successfully installed on our local machine. Composer version 2.8.9. We can also check for PHP. PHP version. So we have our PHP 8.4.7 already on our local machine. After our PHP and composer being successfully installed on our local machine, we can now install the Laravel's installer. So we open the command line, our command prompt. We write composer global require Laravel / installer and click enter. So it will start downloading our Laravel installer. Make sure your internet is fine and fast. Make sure your internet is fast. All these are coming from the composer. Remember, we said that our composer downloads all our dependencies instead of fetching just this alone and then this alone. So composer helps you by having the list, which is like your shopping list. You give it your shopping list and it then gets for you everything. So after having this, we can run our Laravel v to see if it is installed, and they are saying we have a Laravel installer installed, which is 5.2.0. With this, we can now have our first Laravel project. Let's install our first Laravel project. We are to create our first Laravel project on a desktop. Let's run cmd and let's change the directory to the desktop. So we have our desktop. We run Laravel new and the project name first app. So here they tell us which starter kit would you like to install. For now, we're not going to use any starter kit, so we shall go with none, which is a default one. So if it is a default one, you can just press enter. They are saying which testing framework do you prefer. We can go with the default one, which is paste, so you press enter. So it's creating a Laravel project called first app. Downloading Laravel. As it is running, you will still see this, you still see this, which is our Laravel project. So let us give it time to download. Make sure you have a stable internet connection. We can skip. Now it has successfully downloaded. It has installed all the dependencies that we wanted to have our Laravel project running. It's asking which database will the application use. So ours is going to be MySQL because we installed XAMPP. Default database update. Would you like to run default database migration? So in that scenario, you can open our XAMPP. Make sure you start the Apache and the MySQL. After seeing that they have successfully started, click on the admin and the MySQL. It will open this interface. We click on new to create a new database. We shall name it first app and click on create. After creating our database, so our database has been successfully created. So we can come here and say yes, we run the migrations and these tables have been created. You can give it time to finish the installation. Yes, our packages have been installed. Would you like to run Node Package Manager installer? So for this scenario, no. And just created our first app. So we can navigate to it. So change directory, first app. In that case, we want to open our first app in a code editor. Since we have Visual Studio Code, we call code space dot. Press enter and we shall have this folder structure. So we have the .env file. This is where we have our configurations for our database, for the app, for the email. So this is saying that we have a database connection MySQL running on this host, on this port. The database is called first app, root as a username, and you don't have any password. Laravel has the MVC folder structure. In the MVC folder structure, M runs for models, which are found under app models. V runs for views, which are found under the resources views. So this is what the user sees. This is where we put our UI, the user interfaces. Then it has the C, which is for controllers, and these other controllers. This is where we write the business logic, and the models are used for interacting with our database tables. So models represent database tables. In our views, we have the app. Let's run and see what it provides. So come to your Visual Studio Code, open your terminal and run an Artisan command php artisan serve. So we have this, you hold your control and click on it. As we click on it, we are to have our Laravel project. So our Laravel project has been successfully installed. So this is how it looks like. We can have some changes, and we see in this we can change from read the to say this is our first Laravel app. We save, come back. As we refresh, so it's saying this is our first Laravel app. This means that our Laravel project has been successfully installed on our machine.